Hey, ready, Invicta? It's time to eat right here. The Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Friday, Mosh Pit. You all did it. We got another video crossing 3,000 likes, now putting us only 14 away from the 360 gold mark, which is going to unlock the R-Key Challenge Run, which is going to be a lot of fun. I'll talk about it just as a refresher for those of you who don't know what the R-Key Challenge Run is in just a moment. But first off, here's your Mosh Pet of the day here, submitted in by Impressive Relation 91. Title thread was Olive loves watching Invicta play The Binding of Isaac. Also my first official submission for Mosh Pet of the day, lol. And I mean, you know, I'm not a cat person, but that is kind of adorable, especially the fact that Olive is just looking right at Eden. I thought that was great. So, and also the expression of a free plum is priceless in that one. So thank you very much to Impressive Relation 91 and everyone who upvoted that one. Lots of Mosh Pets of the day going on over the subreddit. Seed Day, we already have more movement speed than we did yesterday. Lima Juliet Delta Kilo 9 Foxtrot Papa 4. We got ourselves we'll start out with a guppy item, which is either good or bad. A world card as well, and a belly button, which, I mean, you know, belly button, it does allow you to have 2 trinkets, but, you know, we talk about items that do the exact same thing as other items, and, yeah, that belly button would be one of them. You know, we haven't had a trinket run in quite a while, or at least a trinket run that actually mattered. For the most part, I don't like Gemini, mainly because Gemini will deal with damage to stuff that I don't necessarily want it to do damage to. It does, I mean, Gemini deals a decent amount of damage, but it's nothing really like spectacular. And again, talking about your limiting your outgoing damage, some people will look at this and be like, oh, okay, well then don't complain about your damage here. If you don't take something that deals damage, no, I would rather be dealing my own damage than having a familiar do it themselves there, especially one that I cannot control. You think about how many times that we would have been blown up by something, if with a bomb fly, for example, if Gemini were to hit that rather than just not having it. So, you know, that's also sort of the gamble that you play whenever you've got an orbital like Sack Dagger, where it does so much damage right off the bat here. You know, you got to be careful. That's the thing, and a lot of people really don't understand how important it is to just be in control of your outgoing damage at all times. I talk about this nonstop, so that's the reason why I'm not going to be taking Gemini. But going back to the R-Key challenge I talked about at the beginning of the episode, we are going to be doing it at the 360 mark on the like streak goal, and we are almost we're only 2 weeks away now from that. 2 diamonds could be good here if we're able to get Blue Candle. That would be amazing. So the R-Key challenge is a tool-assisted modded run where I use Derule's mod, and every single time we take damage of enemy kind, not self-inflicted damage or curse rooms, we will do an R-Key, and then we just kind of see how long it actually takes us to go through an entire run without ever taking damage. So that's the ultimate goal there, and it does, in a weird way, kind of turn Isaac into a proper roguelite. Because, you know, whenever you do roguelites, obviously you're starting really weak, and then you get unlocks and you get new items and stuff like that. But this time around with R-Key, it gives you, obviously it doesn't give you too much of a choice for the items. However, it does give you more items to sort of bring on for yourself. And it's something that I've done years and years and years ago, and it's a lot of fun. It's a good time to bring it into the year 2024, that's for sure, right towards the end. So this is awful. Orange Ragman is one of the worst first floor bosses you could possibly get, and I don't think that's even a debate. He is a boss that's going to resurrect his ads, and that's all he does. And he loves to heal on top of that. So these ads are particularly bad, especially when we're talking about not great DPS. I mean, we've got good starting stats here, but if we don't have a bomb to stop the ads from kind of getting out of control here, or just killing Ragman early, yeah, it gets real bad. Really, really, really bad. A range and luck upgrade, definitely what we were looking for there for sure. And yeah, there's just no way that we could get Blue Candle here. We don't even have a bomb to get into the secret room, so yeah, we're gonna have to leave that world card behind, because the 2 of diamonds is going to be our savior here. Okay, so we do have a boss trap room here, which is something that we may need to utilize sooner than later. It may be against our will too, but you know, Guppy's head is fine for a Guppy item, but it's absolutely not one of the best active items that you can get in this situation here. It's not something you're going to be able to rely upon. We don't have Hive Mind. It's not going to give us Guppy right now. So, in other words, we are still, much like yesterday, we are still looking for an opportunity to get more, just a better active item. The flies they can build up, sure. If we had something like 9 volt or 4.5 volt, then maybe we can make some big time plays there. But for the most part, it's just going to give you a couple flies, and that's that. We did get the Cancer Trinket, which is nice. However, it did cost us our key. Chariot card might be huge for us here, and we're absolutely going to have to use it against either the boss or the boss trap room. Like I said, I don't know if we're going to end up being able to go into the boss trap room. But we might have to. Yeah, well, there you go. It says that. Had not one but 2 Pooters fire instantly as soon as they spawn, which is always fun. So because that happened, we're now going to go back to the boss trap room, because we're already over here, and go see what's in there. We pretty much have to take anything that we can get. That's not a range upgrade. Dad's key drop, or Dad's coin dropping at the off of the very first boss is just such a bummer. Okay, so we lucked out and we got two bosses that are very, very, very susceptible to chariot card damage. So we got kind of a softball here. We got an extra soul heart thanks to Blue Larry Jr. We also got ourselves a bomb, which is good because now that opens up this room down here, which can give us 2 bombs. And these 2 bombs can now be used to get into the secret room or get into this stone chest, which I am going to use, and we get 2 more bombs back plus money. So we're starting to pull on those threads here. We're making things happen. Now I need confirmation to see where's the secret room. You know it can't be here because this is blocked by rocks. However, I am going to get this tinted rock up here. Get another soul heart. So I know for a fact, if you look at the pattern of the poop here, this making an arrow pointing you directly towards the flat wall that is absolutely 100% candidate for a secret room. No guesswork about it. So now we get into the secret room. It doesn't give us any access into a special room. However, maybe get a key or 2, and we've got lots of money here. We can double it with the 2 of diamonds, and the next thing you know, we're out of this hole. Or we just get another luck upgrade. We have 1 bomb. And unfortunately, no keys. I'm going to use the devil card against, speak of the devil. We're just going to take it nice and slow here. Tears upgrade, which is nice. Tears paper gives us the wafer or the negative effect, and I do not want to be stuck. I do not want to be stuck with angel deals. So I will begrudgingly take betrayal, although betrayal is definitely not my first pick. But in this spot here, where we're going to need offense to lean upon, essentially that's the only option we've got. I am going to give up 1 soul heart to get into the curse room here. Hoping for a second Guppy item. Quite through the spikes, and it didn't matter anyway. Maze. Don't know if this is the super secret room or not. It definitely very well could be. At this point, we just got to try it. So we use the key to get into that golden chest, but it cost us not only access to the shop, but also our item room. So was it worth it? Absolutely not. Especially with us having a pretty decent amount of money, that's just a major. That's funny game. That's just a major problem. In this spot, we really cannot afford to be losing items here. So we've got to make something out of this shop here. So I am going to bomb the donation machine only because I'm just trying to get as much money as possible before we use the 2 of diamonds here. So we get 86 cents. It's good enough. Another devil card. We can use that against the boss. Common Cold doesn't really do much for us, but it gives us poison damage. One bomb to rule them all. We get 2 soul hearts. Now we can go into the curse room without having to worry about losing our bone heart. Curse rooms, be curse rooming. Take another key here. But 77 cents is a very good amount of money for us to have. This early on, we can definitely turn that into some big-time gains here. I'm liking our shot speed, though. Shot speed's looking pretty solid. Tears rate is excellent, given the fact of how early this run is. Secret room might be there, but we just don't have a bomb. Bombs being a pretty big issue here so far. Actually, all consumables. One thing we have a lot of is money. So if we can maintain at least 1 key to get into every store on the floor, for the rest of this run, we should be able to balance out our key economy with some extra items, maybe a better active item. Again, I would have loved to have had blue candle. That would have been amazing. And we're going to get an orbital here, so it's definitely not what we're looking for. So maintain that I think a great idea would be to, if you get a static boss, whether it be Pestilence or Famine or any of the horsemen, or like say Gish or Chad, you should always get a second item to choose from in case you don't want the static drop. I don't think there's anything too game breaking or unfair about that. In key moments in a run, it is a very big bummer to get an orbital, especially if they're going to just have the orbital just be, just something that you're not going to use at all. At least not in any sort of dependable capacity for offense. This is obviously the room that I was talking about. If we had Gemini, we'd be looking at probably taking a little bit of damage here. Walk out, walk back in. That last shot always seems to find Isaac, no matter where you are. Obviously, the D4, it is a way out, but the D4 is not going to... It's not going to be able to solve our lack of items problem. It's just going to shuffle our items around. Uranus or Luna? Got to go Uranus here. Those freezing shots, good for crowd control, good for AoE, good for everything. Choose 1 bomb here to gain 4. Okay, so there's starting to get a pretty sizable amount of hearts on the ground so far, which makes playing the sack room a little bit more tempting here. No idea what that card is. Honestly, I don't even really care. We have plenty of money. It's not worth our only 2 bombs, put it that way. Saw Betrayal proc there for a second. That's not what I want. trail, by the way, it will make sure that if an enemy hits another enemy with their projectile, the enemy will turn on that enemy, and they will just start fighting each other. We can save a key here by going to the shop through the secret room. I think that is a very good play. And it's a great fight. All right. As we talked about yesterday, I am not going to be doing another song and dance routine where we go into a run where we definitely need to get more damage and then walk out of there with an Angel Deal item. Although I will say, to be fair, yesterday the Spear of Destiny did okay. Having 4.5 volt really helped out with our lack of damage. I mean, by the end, obviously, we had some pretty good damage there. Rock Bottom was just totally... It just didn't do anything. And that's the problem with a late game Rock Bottom, too. Early game Rock Bottom, obviously, it is double S Ultra tier, but late game Rock Bottom, it's highly dependent on whatever you get for the rest of the run, and if you're already in a sort of a late window of a floor, you're not going to get much benefit out of it. I don't know how we managed to not find... I thought for sure the boss was going to be not off of that long room. It doesn't seem like it could even fit over there. There it is. Just tucked away in the little corner. So to me, there is enough red hearts to make a play on the sack room. However, I don't know if it will be worth it or not. It's a lot of running back and forth. Let's see what we get off of Carrion Queen here. We don't have enough bombs to really push her over the edge here with some bombs. Bomb in the mouth strat. We can give her one. Wow, okay. Oh, okay. You can just do that again, huh? And we did not get Devil Deal. Got a movement speed upgrade, an actual movement speed upgrade, which is far beyond what we got yesterday. But that, I think that settles it for me. I think we're just going to head on down. I am going to go grab that Soul Heart. We got plenty of keys here, so at least, well, not plenty, but we have a decent amount of keys, so we can go get this golden chest over here. But I think that both of the golden chests. Yeah, but I don't... It's not feeling like it's going to be the right play here to play the sack room. We get damage, one bomb. Oh, we got a key. That's fine, too. All right, so we got a little bit of damage help here. What I should have done... well, it's debatable whether or not I should have dropped the cancer trinket, which I'll explain when we get to the next floor. So one neat little trick that you can do when you're talking about Consolation Prize is you can actually manipulate which stat it's going to give you by shedding basically you want to get rid of something that's augmenting your worst stat. So right now, if I were to have dropped the cancer trinket, it would have given us a tears upgrade instead of a damage upgrade, which is the thing that we needed the most at the time. But that's because our tears rate at its current rate is fine. It is not our least used stat, or our most wanted stat. And doing that, we would have actually gotten higher than the tears cap currently with the cancer trinket. But at the same time, though, we do need damage. So I don't think there's a wrong answer in that. We could have either gotten a permanent tears up or just damage. The scaling of one damage is going to be a little bit better than the scaling of like a slight tears up. I think I think Constellation Prize only adds 0.5 tiers, so not a huge deal. I wasn't looking for the secret room there. I was just trying to get the key. If the secret room was there, obviously we can do a little bit of a double duty, but on the boss, but still no shop. No shop with Steam sale, no less, and 96 cents. So we absolutely are looking to make a big time play here. We need to get some mapping. We need to get some PH Dizzle. We need to get anything. What would be the best shop item for us to get right now? I mean, the absolute best. One that we could just not go wrong with. I don't know. Keeper Sack. Keeper Sack would be the best. In fact, Keeper Sack is always the best. Okay, we get Jesus Juice here. It's going to be a nice, easy pickup there. I will take, we need to go deeper. Reason being is because we can actually trigger a guaranteed crawl space. We get a Lover's Card, which I'm going to use immediately because I do not want to lose this Bone Heart. All right, so the crawl space is going to be nice. And look at that. We get ourselves Lead Pencil, which is a fantastic top tier effect for us. Every 15 shots that we belt out is going to fire a shotgun effect of tears, much like Monster's Lung. Very, very strong tier effect. All it does is just make your DPS higher. That's all it does. And it's very good for applying those tier effects as well, like Uranus. Or if you like Fire Mind, you can get the burning damage or the extra explosions, that sort of stuff. But the point is, another nice feature about Lead Pencil is that you can actually lead off a boss fight. So that was one. So that was the shot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So the next shot's guaranteed to be the Lead Pencil shot here, and we're going to use it directly on Brownie. Yeah, so you just burn a huge swath of HP right off the bar before the boss even know what happened. Because our tears rate is so high, we're going to be firing out the Monster's Lung shots left and right. HP, and we get a non-devil deal, a devil deal. All right, for our amazing devil deal here. But you know, we've been pulling on a lot of strings in this episode. It was unfortunate that we did miss out on the first floor or the second floor item room and shop, but theoretically anyway, that did lead to us getting Uranus, which is arguably something better than we would have gotten out of the item room in most cases. You know, see, it's, you know, Isaac is just you just never know how it's going to end up working out. Uranus is very, very good against enemies like Egglets, for example. These jerks here that they pop out those little ads. Uranus says, nah, the heck with all that. We are not going to let you do anything, including explode or, you know, fire a bunch of ads out. Now the crawl space, and we get Brittle Bones. Okay, so that's going to be even more interesting here. Because Brittle Bones, what this is going to do is this is going to give us a permanent tears up every single time we lose a Bone Heart to any type of damage. Now, why this is significant is this goes back into our Lead Pencil play. We don't have to worry about proccing Lead Pencil. It's just going to happen more and more often the higher that our tears rate gets. So one thing I love to do with Brittle Bones is I love to just kind of burn off all the bones as fast as possible normally. But in this case, if we can end up finding a sack room, that would be best, or we can just go straight for Mom and do it that way. Uncle Holy Water is a great shout here. A Hierophant card for us to get back our heart containers whenever we do eventually just yeet all these Bone Hearts. Secret room's to the right of here. I know it. This wall is just too obvious. The Greed fight. The Holy Water did not freeze Super Greed somehow. Getting Golden Bomb. Now we're starting to see the efforts of our unraveling unfold here. Being able to pull on those little threads, making something out of nothing. That's what you have to do in Isaac sometimes to achieve victory. So we're still looking for our item room. Again, right here you see we don't have to worry about all the little ads that pop up here. Freezing effect just takes care of all of that. They might be asking yourself, Victor, if you're not burning the hearts. Well, I figured we'd probably get hit by now, but at this point, I'm still looking for a sack room, and at this point, I also know that we're not going to get one. We have run out of sack room possibilities here. So we did not kill that egglet there with our freezing tears, which means that it was able to get the death rattle off, and that was mostly due to the poison effect from common cold, but also because of the fact that we did not hit it with our tears, we hit it with ball of bandages. Okay, so with there being no sack room at all, now what we do is we go back and first off we go into the curse room. So notice how our tiers are going up and up and up here. I do want the soul heart. I don't want it to protect these bone hearts, or we can wait on that. I think we'll wait on that here, and we'll just kind of kamikaze everything else. Okay, fast bombs are fast bad, unless you're gonna go fight Beast. Don't want Bloody Gust. Ebizzle. I'm gonna pass on Ebizzle. Friend Finder, definitely gonna pass on that. Same thing goes for Dead Sea Scrolls. And Glass Cannon, alright. Yeah. So let's go get that soul heart now. And then just go fight the boss, I guess. Man, I really wish there was a sack room on this floor. That would have worked out tremendously. But what's nice about the shovel is that at least we can skip the next floor if we just don't feel like it, or if it's Curse the Blind or Curse the Maze or whatever. Or at the very, very least, just get ourselves a crawl space, which is always going to be the best use of the shovel, in my opinion. Unless you're speedrunning, of course. Alright, so we have a little bit of a backup plan here with the Hierophant card. The Hierophant card. Forgot to load my lead pencil here for this fight, but that's okay. I'm going to get hit purposely a couple of times here. And get a double deal anyway. Take the Polaroid and head on down. So let's get a crawl space here. Get Belly Jelly. Belly Jelly's fine. It's a good defensive item that allows you to at least mitigate total damage for a little bit. If you get lucky. It's got a proc though. But unfortunately, as you see here, our base damage is not phenomenal. And again, I'm not planning on filling these bone hearts at all, because we want to maintain Polar Invincibility, but we also need to get rid of these bone hearts to up our DPS. And then inherently, that goes hand in hand with us having lead pencil. I knew that we were going to get hit by the last thing there. So every time again, we can just kind of like suicide bomb into these. There's a sack room here now, of course. As long as you have this Hierophant card, then I feel comfortable with doing this. We can go pretty hard on the sack room here. This is assuming we find more red hearts, though. I'm not willing to do this until we find more red hearts to push through. I'm certainly not going to use our Hierophant card. Okay. There's our dead-end drill. If this is going to be up here, or might be. Could be a red heart dropping in this room. Usually is. But some kind of consumable anyway. Looking for a red heart game. I just imagine what our DPS is going to look like when we actually have way more than 6 tears per second. I mean, we got the God combo here. The Cancer Trinket plus the Curved Horn. That's exactly what we're looking for. A little too late for that. Well, I mean, we could take it, but no. We do not give up this combo. So we have our red hearts filled. Unfortunately, there's no more red hearts on the floor, at least none that I can see anyway. Jelly Jelly saving us a hit there. And notice how these things are not doing their little retaliatory shot thanks to Uranus. Gonna give up our bone hearts here. So our tears rate is now 7.46. I'm hoping that we can find another red heart. We could do the mob trap room, I guess. Keys is not what we were looking for. Could just use a shovel to get out of here. If there's a piece of artwork on the ground, which I think there is. It would eliminate us having to do this room, but I was just kind of hoping for a red heart drop, but that didn't happen. Excuse me. And again, you see how fast that volley is coming out here, thanks to lead pencil and our tears right now. So you may have seen a heart pop up every now and then. That was Betrayal proccing as Blastocyst was firing on itself. And that 1/2 heart is great. That's beautiful. This gives us 2 more taps on the sack room. I'm getting real sick of this one rock. And this one. I know that seems silly, but soul heart here. Devil card is fine. Gonna pop it. Fight Uriel. And give us 30 cents. Alright, so at the end of the day, it was absolutely not worth it. But you know, the effort was there. We did burn through all of our bone hearts. We can still recover out of this by getting an HP upgrade. Hey, Mr. Fred. You know, sometimes big time plays, they just don't work out, you know? It's all about the effort sometimes, and we definitely did as much as we could there to make it work. All right, so same deal here. We're gonna immediately go check out the crawl space, and I mean it's 5 bombs, but now there is an arcade here, which is a little bit weird to see this late in the game, but you know, it might have judgment in there or just a bunch of slot machines. I was hoping maybe a claw machine in there would be nice. Pretty much as soon as you send one frozen body into this group, they all kind of go down. We cannot take any more damage like that. We really shouldn't be. I'm trying to force the use of Uranus just a little bit more aggressive than I should be. Just like running up and pushing the frozen bodies around. Don't want to do that. Even though we have Jelly Belly, again, Jelly Belly is not it's good. Jelly Belly's good. It's just not something that you can always rely upon to mitigate the damage that you're taking. There might be here. It is. Okay, so we can get into our curse room for free. By the way, no guppy item after starting with 1, so we did get the guppy curse, as we tend to do. And really, we're desperate now for any tinted rock, anything like that. And it was a calculated risk that that sack room shuffle, but real sick of getting hit by these diglets. Apology not accepted, game. Got Uncle Holy Water. This is a champion doppelganger here. I don't know if he's gonna do. Is he gonna do the death rattle here? Turn him into Uncle Holy Water. Okay, he did do the death rattle. This is not where we want to be. There's this. Great shot there. A little, we'll call that the curling technique. We have some Canadians that watch these videos. Shout out to the Canadian mosh pit. I'm still going to try to maintain this devil card here because I'm going to use it for Isaac. But we're going to have to really clutch up because we're not in a great spot. The Polaroid is definitely going to help out. I'm really happy that we decided to go Polaroid and not go for the negative. Diglett ended up blasting Mom's heart. And, yeah, we can't take any of this, so. Was Betrayal our only Devil Deal item of this entire run? I think it was. Yeah, it was. Our first Devil Deal item was our only Devil Deal item on this run. That is not good. Robo Baby. I don't really care too much about Robo Baby. I mean, the piercing shot is nice, I guess. He adds a little bit. He might be able to push over just enough for a frozen shot to stop a boss or something annoying. Again, with the bomb lamprey flies here, they are not going to explode whenever we freeze them, but we have to freeze them. We can't hit them with an orbital. We can't hit them with Robo Baby. This is where having lead pencil was going to do work for us. And I gotta say that October started strong, but now I don't know. Get an angel item here. It's gonna be the Bible. So happy days. About the most useless angel item we could have gotten from a random Pandora's box. Could have been our savior. I mean, anything would have been better than the Bible. And no, you cannot use the shovel and get a crawl space to skip the cathedral. The only way we could have done that is, I mean, we could have taken what I call the easy way out, but I think they're cop outs. If you deliberately go for, like, if you take the Polaroid and then you decide to go down to Shoal to end the run early, you can do that for sure. But I don't know. I think it's a little bit of a cop out. But play how you want. No, it's not my room to judge. Definitely a lot of that goes on in the gaming community. I'm not going to be one of them. But that is a strategy. If you do have the shovel and you decide that, you know, you're in an unwinnable situation, you want to take a chance by saying Stanley is the final boss instead of having to go through Isaac and then go to Blue Baby, or vice versa, or go to Isaac and not go to Lamb, then, you know, you can certainly do that. So the one thing carrying us right now is our DPS, thanks to our Tears upgrades and Brittle Bones. Now, we did get an HP upgrade from that Eternal Heart, so we no longer have the Polaroid Invincibility. Take Mom's Eyeshadow. I mean, we might as well take everything here. Mr. Mega as well. First room is green bloat. Again, look how fast we can rattle off those shots with lead pencil. I mean, it's huge. That's also huge. Crawl space here. Again, we're using the shovel on top of any little piece of art on the ground. Rubber cement, definitely going to be taking here. Extra shots with this amount of shot speed, and especially this amount of tears rate, is just going to multiply our damage by a whole lot. The Lover's card really does not matter unless we find some kind of random HP upgrade. But this is now going to apply multiple hits of the freezing tears. So we do not want Robo Baby. We already got one Robo Baby, not doing another one. Freezing tears, and of course this also essentially doubles the rate that we're going to be using our charm tears for. Look at that. And betrayal also making things run into each other. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, with this tears rate now, even after the massive tears down that we get from Eve's Mascara, the damage is now exploding. So expect to see Uranus do some serious work on these bosses. Get poison bombs here. Bob's Curse. Wow, what an absolute sprint to the finish line. We went from essentially being in kind of a lot of trouble to now just blasting through the rest of this run. And rubber cement, you know, it's not a dead item. It's not. There's certain items that kind of ebb and flow with my playstyle, my sort of like my mood at the time, and obviously it's going to be completely situational with what you got going on in the run. But, you know, rubber cement this time around is absolutely going to crush everything here. It doesn't always, but it can. And this is showing you with the right combination of items, man, oh man. What a good way to end this Friday run here. Thank you again, everyone, for reaching 3,000 likes on this week's episodes here. If you'd like to see another tally on the like streak, go down below to get us to 13 and beyond. Make sure you click this like button. It's the best way to support my channel here on YouTube. And thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Thank you to those of you who've been supporting the TCG Shop Simulator series as well. Have a great start to your weekend, Mosh Pit. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. like there's some patrons of mine like Michael McMaster, Fred, Caitlin Bennett, and It Lived. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find over at patreon.com/Sinvicta.